In just a few short hours of me writing this, the first episode of the new Walking with Dinosaurs will be released. It's been almost 12 years since the last entry in this franchise. But with how poorly received Walking with Dinosaurs 3D was, you could argue there hasn't been a new entry in this series since Walking with Monsters in 2005. This immaculate franchise has now risen out of the ashes, and I couldn't be happier. Unfortunately, based on the general opinion towards this series online, it's as if I'm the only one. Let me explain. First off, I plan to make individual reviews for the episodes in due time. It just happens that this monumental event is happening at probably the busiest time of the year for me, leaving me little time to work on videos. I can hopefully work on them very soon, but for now, you'll have to wait. In the meantime, there's something I wanted to talk about when it comes to this show. Something that has bothered me ever since the Paleo Community first saw the show's announcement trailer. That being that this series apparently doesn't live up to the original show. Shut up! No, seriously, shut up! If you seriously think that this is a valid criticism to make against this series, you're fucking delusional. You wanna know why? Because it isn't possible for any piece of paleo media to ever have the same or greater impact that the original Walking with Dinosaurs had. The original Walking with Dinosaurs is the second most influential piece of paleo media to date, with it only barely being beaten out by Jurassic Park, as it was Jurassic Park's incredible special effects that inspired Tim Haynes to make Walking with Dinosaurs in the first place. But even then, I'd argue that nowadays, with the exception of the Jurassic movies themselves, Walking with Dinosaurs is the most influential piece of paleo media. It alone spawned an entire new genre of media, a genre that is still going strong to this day. Despite its minor flaws and outdated designs and paleoecology, it is still the best dinosaur documentary of all time. To expect this new show to have even a fraction of the impact the original had is just absurd. But beyond that, the Paleo Community's immediate dislike for this thing is frankly disgusting. Guys, the show isn't even out yet. You're basing your opinions off a single trailer and a handful of 3-minute clips on YouTube. Maybe wait for the show to be fully out before you start hating on it. You might end up sounding like a fool once the show fully releases. But do you want to know the real reason why people aren't giving this show a fair shot? Because of the Paleo Community's warped expectations following Prehistoric Planet. Let me explain. After Walking with Dinosaurs 3D, the Walking with series went into a hiatus. For the next 9 years, we were starved of new paleo documentary series. Sure, we got standalone releases, maybe a mini-series here and there, but not a full show. And those documentaries that were released within that time, let's be honest, weren't nearly of the same quality as the Walking with series. But then, in 2022, there was Prehistoric Planet, a full-length series narrated by the legendary David Attenborough and with the groundbreaking visual effects by the same hack that brought you the live-action Lion King remake. Though in this case, I'd say John's presence actually benefited the overall feel of the show. This was it. Finally, after so long, there was something that was on par with the Walking with series. And at that moment, there was a shift. No longer would the Paleo Community accept anything less than perfection. The low-budget CGI and celebrity narrators of the past were no more. Prehistoric Planet became the new standard for dinosaur documentaries, and anything less will be seen as garbage. Never mind the fact that the series was being funded by Apple with a showrunner who cares more about fur glow than he does expressiveness. Don't get me wrong, Prehistoric Planet is amazing, but the series has also set the bar immensely high for every documentary afterwards. For television CGI, I think the new Walking with Dinosaurs looks incredible, but when compared to Prehistoric Planet, there's no contest. But that doesn't mean that this new show doesn't have its own merit, nor should it receive this much hate when it hasn't even been released yet. Look, the point of this video is, you should really go watch the new Walking with Dinosaurs. Ignore the people hating on it after watching a 2-minute trailer and making their opinions on it before it's even out. Don't go in with the expectations of this being as good as the original, or that it will have the amazing visual effects of Prehistoric Planet. It might have flaws. Hell, it might not even be good, but at least you'll be able to decide that for yourself, without having unreasonable expectations for it. Thank you all so much for watching. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go watch something I've been waiting to see for a long, long time. Bye-bye.
Everything that light touches is our kingdom.
You rule all of that?
Yes,